few weeks ago I was driving, and it was very bright and sunny and hot, and also there were some dark rain clouds, and I could smell the rain. So my first instinct was to look for a rainbow, and I didn't see a rainbow yet, but all of a sudden the Holy Spirit quickened my heart, and he reminded me of Genesis chapter 9, where he told Noah that he was putting a rainbow in the clouds as a symbol of his covenant with him and all of mankind and all of the creatures, that he would never destroy the earth again with water. It was as if the Holy Spirit reminded me that sometimes there's a storm before we see the promise. And it made me wonder, and the Bible doesn't say that this happened, but Noah had been on the ark with his family and all of those animals for many, many months. I know, I believe it was over a year. I know it was over 10 months they had been on the ark. It rained 40 days and nights, and then they had to wait for the waters to recede, and they had to wait for the ark to rest on the mountain, and so to come to a stopping point, and so but they were in the ark for a long time, and they heard all the storms. I don't know if you've ever been to visit the Ark Encounter. It's pretty cool. You get to it's a really interesting experience if you can ever do it, because it really puts it into perspective what they went through, the storms that they heard. And at that point in time, there had never been storms. There had never been rain. So for them to be in that ark with all those animals and hearing storms and hearing these waves, and, it had to be frightening. However, God just reminded me that what if, I had this thought, and I don't believe it was my own, what if God put the rainbow in the clouds to remind them of his promise, because when they got off the ark, there were clouds, rain clouds. And what if they were thinking, oh no, not again? And I don't know if you've been in a season where it's felt like a cycle of nonstop storms or back-to-back storms, but it comes to an end. I want to encourage you that there is an end date to the season. And I want to encourage you that God is faithful and he keeps his promise. And he looks at the rainbow and remembers his covenant to us. And he remembers his promises to you. He hasn't forgotten. And he's not going to be too late. Hang on, it's coming. He's always on time. He loves you so very much. Be blessed.